This is my 1 month review of this MOBIUZ monitor from BenQ. Let's get to it. Okay guys, so I have been using this monitor for the past month and I just finally want to do a full review on it. This monitor right now is hooked up to my PC back here, and as you can see, it's beautiful. The curve is fantastic. I have no complaint about the quality at all. I'm running it at 2K at 144 Hertz off of my 1650 Super card or something like that. Anyway, yeah, it's one of the NVIDIA card, an older one. And yeah, it looks fantastic. The gameplay on this thing, I tend to play Overwatch with it, and it's amazing. The Overwatch experience on this thing with the 144 Hertz is amazing. So the one difference between this monitor versus just a regular monitor that you would get is that it has built-in speaker and subwoofer. Yeah, the speaker and subwoofer is decent. It's not like mind-blowing like you would get, you know, with a real subwoofer and speakers, but it's great that it's built into this. The downfall on that is that it does make it a little bit bigger. The bezel is bigger than my traditional, you know, LG monitor or anything like that. So think about this as just basically a 27-inch TV that runs 144 Hertz. That's what I would say. As you can see, the design of this thing is fantastic. It's beautiful. I actually don't even use the leg. I just pop this thing on here just so that I can show you guys. But I usually have it mounted on like a VESA mount or things like that. All the settings on this thing, I mean, I've gone through it and played around with it. It's pretty much standard stuff that you would get on any computer monitor out there, in my opinion. The design on this, if you have a desk that are kind of facing people and you want to, you know, kind of show off your monitor, the back design is amazing. It's beautiful. So you see that? Yeah, it's a beautiful design. I mean, and you see this little thing right here? There's actually a cover for it. Yeah, they even gave you like a little cover for it so you can cover it up. Wire management on the actual stand itself. Yeah, so it's there to make your monitor looks as good as possible when it's facing someone else. You look at this, even say MOBIUZ right here. Yeah, it's an amazing piece of tech. So the next thing is, I just turn on the lighting. As you can see right here, there are some LED strips right here. There's 4 of them, one here, one there, and then 2 on the other side. You can actually change up some of these color in the menu itself. So I can do right now, it's purple. I can do, you know, really purple. I guess it's called pink, red. This one's orange right here. And obviously I have a lot of light, so you're not going to see it that well, but this is yellow and so on and so forth. Here's blue and green, that kind of stuff. You can make changes to all of that. And then there's also like different effect like breathing and spectrum. So this is spectrum right here, which I think just like throw all the colors on there. There's a bunch of different ones that you can do. But anyway, I just leave it on breathing and that's it. You can turn that off or you can turn that on. It doesn't matter. What I actually do is I actually attach LED strips all over my backing right here so that I can make it glow like this right here. If you see it back here. So yeah, that's kind of what I usually do. These are way too dim for me, in my opinion. It's there for you if, obviously, again, if your backing is facing, you know, the outside rather than a wall. The tilting of it, look at this. The tilting is beautiful right here. I mean, you can pretty much tilt it however you want. You can even push it up and down pretty easily. Pretty easily. You can go all the way down. So this leg on here is just superb. But once again, it doesn't matter to me because I mount it on my my VESA mount anyway. But just in case, if you do use this, it's a beautiful leg. I would say that's like 30% of the reason why you should get this monitor. Now, let's talk about like the HDRI that they have on here. So there's literally a little button right here. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but when I press that, you can, right now it's off. The color is a little bit washed out. And so if I go to like game HDRI, so you can see the changes right there, right? Now I want to change it to like cinema. Slight change. And then there's display, and then it's off. So you can see off is a little bit washed out, right? Game, the saturation's there, the contrast there, it's strong. It's beautiful. See that? Overall, it's a great monitor. It's a great monitor. On top of all of this, I just wanted to point out also another thing. The reason why you'll want to get this monitor, and this is probably the one main reason why you'll want to pick this monitor over like a traditional gaming monitor that doesn't have speaker or anything like that. You can actually go and, let's say, plug in your Fire TV. If you have a Fire TV stick, which is, I have a Fire TV stick right here attached to a power USB. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in and show you, okay? So I've plugged in the Fire Stick right here. Obviously it needs power, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this USB into the actual USB that comes on the monitor here. By the way, it comes with two USB A, and then there's also, you know, one of that USB, weird USB one where you can dongle out. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but yeah, it comes with that. And all the wires are included. That actually took a lot longer to plug the USB in. You know how USB, there's only two ways. There's only one way of putting it on, and like three ways of, anyway, okay, so I plugged the Fire Stick in there. So once I plug the Fire Stick in there, you can actually use this to watch TV. It's literally just a TV. That's all it is. And so I can actually pop right here and change this to HDMI 2. I pressed that button twice, literally, and it just changed to whatever that's selected. And so, as you can see right here, it's telling me that, hey, you're actually, you know, good to go now with the Fire Stick. So anyway, my Fire TV is actually doing its updating right now. But as you can see, you can pop this thing on there, and it's just like a regular TV. That's all it is. Yeah, so it's great to go on combo with your Fire TV if you buy one of those. And at the same time, you can use it as a gaming monitor. And so it's great that you can just use it. So for instance, you can plug in your Xbox, and you don't have to have a separate speaker in order to use something like this. So I really love it. I love the fact that, you know, you do pay a little bit more for the monitor, but at the same time, you can use it for your Xbox, PlayStation, or, you know, gaming PC if you want to. I can plug in a Switch, and I can play with, and I can use this without using like a speaker or anything like that, because the speaker is built in. Okay, so while that's installing, I just want to show you also something behind here. So if you look at this right here, you see that right there? That's the subwoofer right there. That's the speaker, subwoofer, and all that good stuff. And then in the front, so you look at the front right here. This is all like grills right here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but pretty much that's yeah, it's beautiful. On top of that, okay, if you look down here, I'm going to tilt this, hopefully I don't drop it. There's a the power button is actually light up right here, so you don't have to like figure out where everything is at, because, you know, you're trying to fill it to turn it off and on. Yeah, so there's a button right there. It's lit up for you. Really like this monitor, really like this monitor. So there's one reason why I actually have issue with this monitor, and it's a big one for me. Well, so what I've done is I plugged in the Fire TV, as you can see, and then also my display port is hooked up to my computer. For some reason, whenever I turn off my computer, it always default over to HDMI, which is where the Fire TV is plugged in. And so it automatically just turned on my Fire TV, which I don't like. I only want to use the Fire TV whenever I hit the play button, right? Or whenever I hit the power button to turn it on. Well, this monitor is too smart for itself. It just defaults over to whatever that's you know, whatever that's coming through, which at that point, because my computer is off, Fire TV is on, and so it just defaults to that. So I end up like a couple of times coming back to my computer in the morning and notice that, hey, the Fire TV is on, or this monitor is on. Which brings me to another point. I've done the setting to where, you know, it automatically turns off after a certain minutes. And for some reason, it won't do it. It just stays on all the time, even after I turn off my Fire TV. The monitor would just stay on the whole night. And so I end up having to hit the power button all the time, which is not a big deal because as you can see, it's glowing right there. I can find it. It's just that it bugs me that it doesn't shut off with all the things that once I shut off my computer. The way around that is obviously don't unplug your Fire TV. But at the same time, even if I turn off my computer, my monitor still stays on the whole time. It won't turn off with my computer, which is weird to me. I never really had that issue with my, like I have a Dell back here and it automatically turns itself off whenever there's no signal coming through it, whatever port that I specified. Yeah, I looked at the configuration and there's really nowhere for me to say default DP DisplayPort only. Yeah, there's nowhere in there. And so I think that's kind of a missed opportunity right there. I don't know if that's the right way to say it or not. So on here, there's something called scenario, right? And for me, scenario is basically what happens when you turn off something or turn on something, automatically switch to it. And I have that thing on off right now. Scenario is off right now. Okay, so the next thing that I want to show you is actually the remote. This is pretty cool. It's one of the very few monitors that actually comes with the remote so that you can control a few different things like the volume. You can switch, you know, HDRI, pretty much everything that you can do with like a TV remote, but more. You can switch all the input. You can turn off and on the monitor if you want to. I really like that. I really like that, by the way, so that I don't have to touch the monitor. Since my monitor is on like a Vesta mount, a remote is amazing.
9 days ago, 12 boys and their coach trapped in the cave. How do you think we're going to get those kids out? I have a crazy idea. No.
That's pretty good stuff. I mean, the TV function on this is amazing. I really like it. Got the remote going, volume. This is at max volume, by the way. So then I can just mute it if I want to, and then turn it off if I want to. Yeah. So yeah, that's the BenQ MOBIUZ 27-inch monitor. I really like it a lot. I really like it a lot. But that one thing that where it automatically switch between DP and HDMI and stuff. But that's just I guess a small issue with it. Other than that, the monitor itself is pretty much amazing. I don't have to have a separate speaker for it or anything like that, and I can play Fire Stick. So it's a great setup for me. Anyway, that's it for me right there, guys. That's the BenQ MOBIUZ monitor. Have a good one. Bye-bye.